Hi, I'm Paul from the Studio Rats. Today is a really exciting day because I've just been sent over a TWS 2864S amplifier. If you're looking at a matchless Vox sort of style amplifier, you've got to check one of these out because the top end on this is something else. So this amp is a 6v6 14 watt amp and it is loud. I think lots of people think that these smaller powered amplifiers are going to be quiet. This thing is blisteringly loud. It's got a couple of things about it that are really clever that set it apart from a lot of other amplifiers in its category. It sounds absolutely fantastic. The thing that's different about this amp, and the thing that I think makes it really special, is that it's based on a hi-fi amp, and the fact it's got such amazing top end, I guess comes from that. Now obviously the circuit has been tweaked to make it more guitar friendly, but that top end, or the chime, that we normally associate with AC30s and matchless amps is abundant in this amp. Now during this video I'm going to be changing guitars and going through all the different sounds of this amp, but let's start with the Strat. Now this amp has no effects loop, no reverb, and the reason for that is because Mario, the designer of the amp, he wanted to get as short a signal path from the guitar straight out to your speaker. An amp like this, because it has no effects loop or reverb, it's the purest signal path possible. Now personally I always like my reverb after the speaker because I'm more of a studio guy, but you can put reverb in the front. So what I'm going to do, first of all, is to turn off my reverb that I'm recording with, and I'm going to put a reverb and delay in the front end so we can hear how it sounds. So with no reverb or delay, sounds like this. And if I put the reverb and delay into the front of the amp, so there's the amp more or less clean. Let's hear how it sounds if we drive the preamp. Now this is not a high gain amp, that is the preamp absolutely dimed, but have a listen how tight it is in the bottom end. Now this is a 6v6 amp, and I would normally associate 6v6s with your tweed sort of Fender amps. If you're driving the preamp gain on a Fender, it's quite a flubby sort of sound. It's not a tight tone. If you listen to this, it's incredibly tight. Personally, I would run pedals into the front of this to get all the drive tones that I want. And I like the preamp gain about 6. Sounds like this. It's a real simple amp to use. We've obviously got our preamp gain, then our bass, which is on a 3-way switch. The bass control is in the preamp circuit. Then we've got the treble control. The treble control is after the preamp circuit, so in the power tube section. And we've got a master control with a 1 volt. Now, if I bring back the master to bedroom levels, you can hear that it's not like a normal master volume where as you bring it back, the sound starts to thin out and you lose some of that saturation. This sounds absolutely fantastic, even at low volumes. We've also got an attenuated output. Now, it doesn't really reduce the actual level that much, but we get less headroom, so we can drive the amp a little bit sooner. And if I was going out live, I personally like a little bit of extra grit on my tone. So I'd bring it down to the warm setting and just have the volume just slightly lower, but just the headroom lower as well. So it just crunches a little bit easier. Now, the other thing I really like about this amp, if I go around the back of it, is we've got some LED lighting in it. So you can actually change the colours of the amp. And you can set it in a mode like this. Now, I know that's probably not going to appeal to everybody, but for me, as a content creator, I can have this amp in the background while I'm using it with all the different colours flashing. It just creates another bit of interest as well. And also, I think on stage, that looks absolutely awesome. So as I said, this is a hand-built in Germany, point-to-point, hand-wired amplifier. It's not going to be cheap. Currently, the 2864S is retailing. You can buy it from Thomann and you can also buy it from TWS direct, but it's retailing in pounds at £2,385. Now, it is an absolutely awesome sound. Now, to me, it's one of those amps that when you play through it and you hear that absolute glorious top end that you get from this, you don't really get that from any other amp. Even your Chime sort of amps like your AC30s and your Matchless, especially your Matchless. The top end on this amplifier is absolutely awesome. Anyway, I really hope you guys got something out of this video. If you did get something out of it, don't forget to like and subscribe, click on the bell button, and you'll be notified of any future video that comes out from the Studio Rats. I'm Paul, and I'll see you next time. Cheers.